this early on, you're pretty lucky because it can be very deadly left untreated.
How common is this? I've never heard of it before. Jared is only 2. How could he have this?
Retinoblastoma only makes up about 2% of childhood cancers. It comes when children are about 1 to 4 years old, and only about 20 to 30% of cases have tumors in both eyes, which makes his case pretty unusual.
How did Jared get this?
Well, retinoblastoma is written in his genes. You can either get it from a parent or you can have a mutation in your genes. In his case, he has multiple tumors forming in both eyes, and we can tell that he got this by the means of heredity. That means that it was passed down from you or your husband. This is caused by the RB gene in chromosome 13, which is missing, and because of this, the cells don't stop replicating.
How can we be sure? Is there another test we can do to make sure this is the correct diagnosis?
We already did another test, and we just basically take a picture of his eyes, and he showed up positive for them, which means he had bright white lights in his eyes.
What does this mean? What's going to happen to him? Is Jared going to be okay?
If we do not treat this, the tumors in his eyes would continue to grow and get worse. He would lose sight in both of his eyes because both eyes contain tumors. It would then metastasize or spread and go to other parts of his body and wreak havoc there. However, there are many effective treatments that we can use for your son. Your son has been classified into group 2, which means that he has tumors that are 6.4 to 16 millimeters in size behind the equator of his eye.
What do you do for group 2? Can you do chemotherapy?
Well, when dealing with cancer, nothing is really certain. However, there are many different options. The one I would recommend would be something called photocoagulation therapy. This basically means that you use little lasers to destroy the cancer cells.
Can we use radiation therapy?
Well, you can, but his tumors are so small that we would rather prefer to use a less invasive treatment against it.
Does it only affect his eyes? Will his brain or personality be affected?
Luckily, nothing else will be affected. There are also no behavioral symptoms, only physical symptoms.
Who can we go to for his treatment? Does your practice offer it, Dr. Jones?
My recommendation would be to go to the